Hi, I'm Zachariah, and my tubes are certainly getting hot, if you know what I mean. This room feels like it's on fire. This is a unique and original circuit that offers a thick and woolly, yet amp-like overdrive. Think like a cranked-up old American amp meets a low-gain fuzz, and they had a beautiful love child. That is the Electro-Harmonix Hot Tubes. A little bit of history on this pedal, because I think not everyone knows about it. Disclaimer, if you saw the Rhett Scholl video that was like 5 overdrives under $100 that don't suck, Zach Broyles probably knows a little bit more about this pedal than I do, but I did do some research about this pedal, and I have known about it for a long time, so.
Who's the better Zach, really? I mean, you don't need to build pedals to prove that you're better. Not at all.
Electro-Harmonix developed the original hot tube circuit in the 1970s. It is based on CMOS transistors to provide the clipping, and it goes from clean to a dirty crunch. The original pedal was very large in the classic Electro-Harmonix enclosure that housed things like the Memory Man Deluxe. So in around 2015, I believe, Electro-Harmonix reissued the hot tubes in this beautiful, cute little nano format. Alongside things like their East River Drive, their OD Glove, their Crayon, and the really not popular Electro-Harmonix Soul Food. These overdrives were affordable and popular. All of them were under $100. All of these overdrives were based on classic circuits that were designed and built by other brands, aside from the Hot Tubes, which was based on a old Electro-Harmonix circuit. The Soul Food in this series was massively popular, but the Hot Tubes has kind of remained a hidden secret, even in this new reissued line. Let's cover the features, which are not a lot. There are some, and we'll talk about the I/O, the power requirements, and the controls of the pedal. So let's begin. Okay, so starting off, we have 3 knobs. We have volume, tone, and overdrive. These obviously control the output volume, the tone of the pedal, and the amount of overdrive that you get. There is also another control, which is the tone on-off switch. So basically lets you bypass the tone control and give you a full, fat, full range kind of sound. So it's just a beefy, large, angry kind of sound, and it sounds absolutely great. I love pedals that have a tone control bypass, because on a single tone control, if you turn it really far down, it brings, not only does it reduce the treble, but it also increases the bass usually. And when you turn it the other way, you increase the treble, but you reduce the bass. And if you want to just have more of everything, then you just hit the tone bypass switch and it sounds incredible. So I love that that is included. The I/O on this pedal is really simple. You have your input on this side, your output on this side, and your 9-volt power on the top via center negative 9-volt DC. This pedal draws under 100 milliamps, at least I would hope so. And you can also put a battery on the inside, but you do have to remove the 4 screws that are not captive that hold the backplate on and put the battery in there. I would just recommend powering it via 9-volt power. That's how you should power your pedals. Also, make sure you have isolated power because no one wants to hear you use your True Tone one spot on like 6 pedals and it just hums like you would not believe. Let's get into some sound samples and we'll come back with more. All right, let's get into the review portion of this pedal where I will talk through this pedal in great detail. Now, I'm going to kind of pick apart this pedal, and I'm going to do this to every pedal that I review because I think that in lieu of me just rambling about how this pedal makes me feel and all of that, which I will do a little bit of, I also want to put numbers to some of the features and the things that I've observed about the pedal because I'm kind of a numbers guy, and I also want you to be able to look at different pedal scores and kind of compare different pedals and say, is this a better overall package for me? Now, for overdrive pedals that only cost like $62, you may not think this is a big deal, but for overdrive pedals that do cost more than $62 like this one, I think it is a little bit more of a big deal, and especially if you're going up to pedals like the Boss DD500 or something, which costs like $350 or something like that, and has a million features in it. So I don't know. I'm just trying something new. Let me know in the comments whether you like this or you hate it. I've scored this pedal in several different categories, which are tonality, tonal flexibility, ease of use, pedal boardability, features, value, appearance, fit and finish, durability, and the packaging experience of the pedal. All of these scores sum up to 700. 5 of them are weighted at 100 points. 3 of them are weighted at 50 points, 1 is weighted at 30, and 1 is weighted at 20. Packaging experience being weighted at 20, durability at 30, appearance and fit and finish and features, or appearance, fit and finish, and pedal boardability rated at 50 points, and the rest at 100. The reason why I've weighted some of these categories higher than others is because I think that some of them are just frankly more important when it comes to this specific type of pedal, which is overdrive and distortion pedals. So let's talk through the pedal score spreadsheet results. So first of all, we have tonality. Tonality, I would give this pedal 75 out of 100. I think this pedal sounds great. I love the breakup character. It sounds different. It sounds unique. It doesn't sound like a Tube Screamer or a Klon or a Blues Breaker or all of those other, traditional overdrive circuit sounds. So because of this uniqueness, I really love this pedal, and I think that's really pleasing to listen to as well. The compression that it offers is nice. It's not too much, and I think that it really just sounds great. Next is tonal flexibility. I give this pedal an 85 out of 100. I believe that it's pretty darn flexible. You get a big gain range going from very clean to pretty saturated, and you also get a great range on the tone control, and it's musical throughout. You can use it to fatten up thin sounds, thin out really fat sounds, and just kind of go for a nice full-throated roar with the tone control bypassed. And so because of this, I give it a pretty high score for tonal flexibility. It's very good. And also the output volume is quite substantial. It allows you to go well above unity gain as well. Okay, so I give this pedal a 80 out of 100 for ease of use. I think that just works a little bit better than the original 75% score that I gave this pedal. You have an on-off switch. That's true bypass. Works great. Tone control bypass, tone knob, overdrive knob, volume knob, power in and out. What else do you need to know? I think I would bring down the ease of use just because the battery is really difficult to access. You have to remove the 4 screws on the back, but I left it at 80 points because I think that not everyone's going to use the battery. So if you don't use the battery, I think it's probably close to like 80 or 90, like 85 or 90 out of 100. But if you do use the battery, maybe it's more like 75 to 80 out of 100. Next is pedal boardability. This pedal has side-mounted jacks, but it is really small. This isn't fully like a compact pedal, but it is narrower and not as deep, as well as being really flatter than other pedals that are labeled compact. So that's one thing I really like about this pedal. It does come with rubber feet, which you can quite easily remove and replace with Velcro. There's no bumps or annoying protrusions on the bottom of the pedal aside from the feet that can be easily removed. So I think it gets 45 out of 50, which is a 90% score, which is excellent. Next is features. This pedal gets 60 out of 100. You might be asking, well, why doesn't it get more? I mean, it's got like a battery holder and 9-volt in and an LED and true bypass. Yeah, that puts it at average. But I think that in order to push it above average, which it is slightly, this is a 60% score after all, is the tone bypass switch. So the tone bypass switch gives it a nice advantage. If it just had 3 knobs in and out, on and off, and 9-volt power and an on-off LED, I would give this pedal exactly a 50 out of 50 because that is, let's be honest, that's average features for an overdrive pedal. If it had 2 knobs or 1 knob, I would give it fewer marks and even fewer if it did not have true bypass switching, a battery slot, or if it was only battery powered, I would definitely rate it down pretty low. Next is appearance. I think this pedal gets a 35 out of 50. The graphics are pleasant. They're original. They're true to the original pedals, original design as well. This score is 70%. I don't think this pedal really deserves a whole lot more because it's kind of just a pedal that looks good and it looks fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I also don't find it to be anything spectacular or anything like that. Next is fit and finish, which is also 35 out of 50. It is well built like most Electro-Harmonix products. The graphics are well done. Nothing is out of place or falling apart on this pedal, but again, it's nothing absolutely crazy. Durability, I give this pedal 27 out of 30, which is 90%. I think this pedal is pretty dang bulletproof. Most of the jacks are screwed to the sides of the pedal, which is good. The foot switch is nice and chunky. I do worry about this foot switch getting dirt in it because it's a true bypass foot switch. It's not relay bypass, so dirt and stuff could get in this foot switch and cause issues. My Electro-Harmonix POG 2, for example, is several years old and has issues with dirt getting inside of it and causing it to operate incorrectly, basically. The packaging experience is 15 out of 20, which is 75%. It's above average. The box is really nice looking. It comes with an Electro-Harmonix warranty card, and yeah, that's kind of it. It doesn't really come with a whole lot else. So it's a little bit above average for the nice box and all of that, which is custom made for this pedal. So kudos to Electro-Harmonix for that. But there's not really any accessories that come with it either. All right, I really like the hot tubes overall. I think this pedal is a great choice for around $60 or $70 or however much they go for. I got mine for 62 bucks used. You can get them for similar prices. They're not in massive high demand, so the prices aren't going up crazy. I wouldn't buy one of the old ones. They're massive, sometimes AC powered, and just not all that practical. The new ones sound great, work great, and are really, really well built. I really like the tone of this pedal. Like I said, it can be big and burly or thin and nasally, and it really works with a wide variety of guitars and amps and can do a wide variety of sounds, but mostly they're a little bit more rough around the edges and more raggedy than your typical tube screamer or blues breaker distortions, or overdrives, sorry, which tend to be a little bit more polite. This pedal is not as polite, but I like that kind of openness and that brashness to it. It's got some fight in it. I highly recommend this pedal for beginners. If you're looking for your first overdrive pedal, honestly, this one could be it, especially if you like blues rock or kind of classic rock, or indie rock. This thing's great. It just sounds so cool. And even if you're experienced and have a lot of overdrive pedals, and like I have tons of pedals, and I found that I really like it. I really enjoy it next to my other pedals. I think that it sounds great. It's very flexible and useful. So if you add up all of those scores, you get a total score of 542 points out of 700, which gives this pedal a 77% overall. This is a very good score and nothing to be ashamed of. If the score were under 50%, I would probably say maybe think twice about buying this pedal, but at 77%, that's a hearty recommendation from me. Really anything above 75% is a definitely buy. I hope you enjoyed this look at the Electro-Harmonix Hot Tubes. Please have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there and make some awesome music. Zachariah, out. Yeah, I think my camera's overheating.